UFC legends are losing their minds over what just happened.
Khamzat Chimaev just brutally dominated Dricus Du Plessis to become the new middleweight champion. Sean Strickland immediately called him out. And the biggest names in MMA are going absolutely wild over what this means.
This is Octagon HQ, and today we're breaking down the most explosive reactions from UFC legends who know exactly why this fight needs to happen.
Let's start with Daniel Cormier, because DC was literally calling the action and couldn't believe what he was seeing. I'm shocked to see some of these techniques. This is stuff I warn my students against doing. Now here's what makes DC's reaction so important. This is a former two-division champion and Olympic wrestler. When he's shocked by your grappling, you just did something special, but it gets better. After the fight, Chimaev joked with DC. Did I gas out? DC was cracking up because everyone knows the narrative. Chimaev supposedly has cardio issues. But he just went 5 hard rounds and was making jokes about it. Here's the kicker. Months ago, DC said Chimaev would leapfrog Sean Strickland in the title race. Tonight proved him 100% right. And when DC makes predictions about wrestling and grappling, you better listen. So when Strickland immediately called out the new champion, DC knew exactly what this meant. The gym war was about to become a real war. But if you want to understand how deep this hatred really goes, you need to hear what Chael Sonnen just revealed. Sean sent me some nasty texts about Chimaev after his last fight. He called him someone who scammed his fans, became friends with a dictator. Hold up. Let that sink in. Sean Strickland is so obsessed with Khamzat Chimaev that he's sending nasty texts to other fighters about him. This isn't just professional rivalry anymore. This is personal hatred. Chael knows everyone in this game. When he says these texts were nasty, coming from Sean Strickland, that's saying something. We're talking about a guy who doesn't hold back his opinions on anything. But here's what Chael understands that casual fans don't. This level of personal animosity creates the best fights. When fighters genuinely can't stand each other, when it's about more than just rankings and money, that's when magic happens in the octagon. The best fights are personal fights. And this is as personal as it gets. Here's what's incredible. Across the board, UFC legends are saying the same thing about this matchup. Michael Bisping, who knows a thing or two about heated rivalries, called it the most anticipated fight that isn't officially booked yet. Bisping fought in some of the most personal, heated rivalries in UFC history. When he recognizes that special hatred between two fighters, you know it's real. Henry Cejudo tweeted that this is what the middleweight division has been waiting for. Brendan Schaub called it must-see TV. Even guys who usually stay out of the drama are weighing in. But here's what all these legends understand. This isn't just about entertainment. This is about settling a score that's been years in the making. They all know the gym stories. They've all heard about the sparring sessions, the broken code, the public call-outs. And they know that in MMA, some things can only be settled one way. So why are all these legends so excited about this potential matchup? Let's break it down. First, Chimaev just proved every single doubter wrong. The cardio questions? Gone. The championship pressure questions? Answered. He didn't just beat Du Plessis. He dominated him for 5 rounds. Meanwhile, Strickland represents the perfect storm of factors. He's a former champion, he's got legitimate title contention, and most importantly, he's got the most personal beef with the new champion. From a technical standpoint, this is a fascinating matchup. Chimaev's overwhelming grappling and pressure against Strickland's volume, striking, and cardio. But the legends know something casual fans might miss. The best fights happen when both guys are convinced they're going to win. And both these guys, they're absolutely convinced. This isn't manufactured drama. This isn't promotional hype. This is 2 elite fighters who genuinely cannot stand each other and have spent years proving why they're right and the other guy is wrong. Here's what makes the legends' excitement even more justified. The timing is absolutely perfect. Chimaev just became champion. Strickland is clearly the #1 contender with the biggest name recognition. There's no other fight that makes more sense from a business standpoint or a sporting standpoint. But more importantly, this represents something special in modern MMA. In an era of manufactured rivalries and corporate-friendly feuds, this is raw, authentic hatred. Listen to how they talk about each other. This isn't scripted. This isn't for show. This is real animosity that's been building for years. The legends recognize this because they've been part of similar situations. They know that these types of personal feuds create the fights that people remember forever. And the fans are responding. Social media is exploding with demands for this fight. The anticipation is already through the roof, and they haven't even been in the same room yet. So what do the legends think happens next? Across the board, they're predicting this gets booked fast. The UFC knows they have lightning in a bottle here. Chael thinks it happens by the end of the year. DC believes it could headline a major pay-per-view. Bisping says it's inevitable, and just a matter of when, not if. But here's what they're all watching for. How do both guys handle the build-up? Because with this level of personal hatred, anything can happen during the promotion. The danger with fights this personal is that emotions can take over. But that's also what makes them special. Can you imagine the press conferences, the media days, the face-offs? The legends are already calling it must-see television before a single promotional event has been scheduled. The UFC legends have spoken, and they're all saying the same thing. Chimaev versus Strickland isn't just the fight to make. It's the fight that needs to happen. What do you think? Are the legends right about this being the most anticipated fight in the division? Who wins when these two finally settle their gym war in the Octagon? Let us know in the comments below. And if you want more insider analysis and legend reactions to the biggest stories in MMA, make sure you subscribe to Octagon HQ and hit that notification bell. Because trust us, this is just the beginning. The gym war between Chimaev and Strickland is about to become the biggest story in mixed martial arts. When these two legends finally meet in that Octagon, it's going to be everything the UFC legends predicted and more. And we'll be here to break down every single moment of it.